And welcome back to the Engage 8 podcast. Back on talking about teams until we get to that wonderful fall time where we can watch some college football and NFL and high school, all levels of football. It's a great time of year. Today we're going to be talking about the Texas Longhorns. Went over some stuff, watched the spring tape, see what happens. Going to go through the roster first, and then we'll look at the returning production and look at their upcoming schedule. Starting off with, we're just going to be going through guys where I'm going to go through the roster and then talk about if I saw anything from these guys. Number 0, Anthony Hill. He was playing on the white team. He looked very explosive. He had a couple nice hits. The thing I loved about this game is they were full contact other than the quarterbacks, of course. And it was nice to see some hitting because of some of these spring games, it's really like a lot of it's thud or like a live thud, and it's just not. This one was live contact, and it was awesome to watch. This kid, very highly touted freshman. He'll probably get in there. Going to be great on the outside, it looks like. Might have a play in the middle a little bit. Also, number 0 is Jatavian Sanders, the tight end. Returning guy from last year, pretty productive. Going to make one of Quinn's many targets this season. And yeah, I mean, Jatavian Sanders, he's a dog. He's really good. Probably will get drafted after this year. Xavier Worthy, he switched to number 1 this year. He's going to be in the draft next year. This kid's a bona fide star. There ain't nothing to it. Jonte Cook, freshman out of DeSoto, Texas. This kid had a really nice deep ball from Malik Murphy. And, I mean, he's very explosive, very fast. This kid, he's probably not going to be a starter, but he's going to be the guy that you can throw out there and throw on a deep route. Very good in open field as well. Number 3, Quinn Ewers. Played last year when the team got hurt, or when he got hurt, the team wasn't as successful. Had some injury stuff that held him back a little bit last year, but I think this kid's going to be a stud for real. He's going to probably be a Heisman finalist. And if he's not, oh well. Okay, this kid, number 4, CJ Baxter. He's good. He's got talent. One thing that really concerned me they didn't have Killian Robinson or Brooks either, and both those guys played last year at points. And I mean, obviously, it was Roshan Johnson and Bijan Robinson as well. So they got a lot of room to make up in the running back, but I mean, this running back room also, I mean, from what the guys showed in spring, this team could be very good. Like Baxter, I think his vision isn't the greatest, but I also didn't think the run blocking was always good at times either. I'd say the pass blocking from the O-lineman is a lot better, especially with the white team, first stringers. So, I mean, we'll see. He's got a lot of time to improve. Got the summer and then fall and then got football, baby. I saw Austin Jordan play a little bit. Adonai Mitchell, this kid had a really nice one-hand snag. He ended up having like 6 or 7 catches. He was pretty good. I mean, transfer from Georgia, obviously. Won back-to-back national championships. Yeah. He's going to be a Longhorn, and he's going to be pretty successful here. Malik Muhammad, he was pretty solid in coverage on the outside. Pretty decent size for sure. Malik Murphy, man, I wish you wanted to transfer to Michigan State, bro. No, but the bias aside, Malik Murphy's a really good quarterback. Redshirt freshman last year. He didn't play because he was obviously redshirted because Hudson Card was the backup. But I mean, anything happens to Quinn this year, man. I mean, 6'5", 235. If you watched him play in the spring game, he was very poised. Did not look like he was a redshirt freshman. It looks like he was a junior or senior out there. Very talented. If they choose to go with Arch next year, I think every Power 5 school should give this guy a call. I think he's the real deal, and he's going to be successful if he ever gets a shot. Ryan Watts, one of the leaders, I think will be in the defensive back room, 6'3", 206. Very physical for a corner, too. That's something I like to see. Killian Robinson, he's a guy that produced a little bit last year. He's definitely going to be one of the bigger names coming into this year. Yeah, he'll probably be. I don't know. I don't know what the running back depth chart's going to look like. I think that's something that the coaches of Texas obviously are going to have to decide. But I mean, he's smaller for sure, but he's going to be awesome in open space. Isaiah Nair, this kid, he did not play last year and he's a transfer from Wyoming as well. So last year he was hurt. He tore, I don't remember if it was his ACL or Achilles, but he was supposed to be a big guy out of Wyoming. He produced a lot, looked good in the spring game last year, and then he didn't play in the spring game this year. I didn't see anything from him, but he's set to be a really big part of this offense too, which I think this offense might be one of the most loaded in terms of weapons. Like, I don't know. Like, I thought Ole Miss's was really good, but this team, that's all I got to say. Gavin Holmes I saw out there a little bit. He was pretty good in coverage. DeAndre Moore, he had one really bad drop, but, I mean, he's a freshman out of St. John Bosco, one of the most, I guess, glorified high schools, like with the Bishop Gormans and everything. So, Jordan Whittington, this kid's awesome in open space for sure. He's very good after the catch guy. He's been on this team for a while. He'll probably have a good senior year. I don't know if he's a pro necessarily, but number 16, Arch Manning. So Arch, obviously, everyone knows this kid's name. Number 1 quarterback, perfect rated on 24/7. Same with Quinn Ewers. He showed that he had talent. I'll say that. Like, this kid's gonna be something one day, but he's got a lot of growing pains to go through, which is fine. I mean, sometimes you get better from having mistakes, and if he weren't making these mistakes, maybe, like, if he was just given the keys and told, "Oh no, man, you're good," like, some of these, they're gonna have a lot of coaching up to do. They got Colt McCoy, NFL guy, played at Texas, I'm pretty sure, as their quarterback or quarterback's coach. I mean, if they were the quarterback, that'd probably be unfair. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know how old he is. He's been out of the league for a few years now. Yeah, I mean, Archman. I don't know. We'll see. What I will say is he looks a lot more mature in how he moves and everything. In high school, he didn't seem to really do too much. Like, this kid, he's running everywhere. I did not know that he possessed the speed. I just think he's got some accuracy issues and some awareness. Like, there's some times where he was trying to step up in the pocket and he literally runs into his own O-lineman. I mean, he's just got to go through a lot of growing pains. I mean, that's just what happens. He's a early enrollee, but I mean, he'll probably be redshirted. I don't see why. I think Malik Murphy's better than Arch Manning at this point. So, I mean, maybe we'll have a different conversation next year, but I don't know. Savion Reed, I like this kid. Was a wide receiver, converted to running back this year. He's going to be a guy. Probably won't start. Probably going to just be a gadget option. I mean, if they need a big play from someone, this could the kid could go to. He's got pretty good speed. He's good size, 5'10", 214. Yeah. Lefeu, I think that's how you say it. This kid was honestly pretty good. He played in with the White. I think that's their first string. I don't know. They didn't really specify what was the first and second stringers, but kid's solid, man. That's for sure. Pretty decent size too. Jonathan Brooks, a guy that's gonna have production coming back. Played a little bit last year. Jaden Blue, this kid's fast, man. He had one really nice run where he broke 3 tackles, and then he's got nasty footwork, that's for sure. I don't typically say that too much, but that kid, nasty footwork for sure. Yeah. Is there anyone else that is worth mentioning? Who's their big detail? Is there any? I said, yeah. Sorry, I'm kind of talking to myself. Casey Kane, I don't think he played in the spring game, but he'll definitely be a guy that will be in the wide receiver rotation for sure. Number 99, Sadir Mitchell. This kid's huge, 6'6", 360. He seems a little bit weak. Not very good at pass rushing, but, man, he eats up that middle for sure. He had a couple nice tackles. And, I mean, that's going to be very hard to run through for sure. So, all right. So, they return a lot of guys in production. Obviously, Quinn, Hudson Card transferred to Purdue. Best of luck to him. And Xavier Worthy, he's a quarterback, of course. And then they lose their two top. They lose 2,000 yards out of last year, but I mean they got a lot of guys to make up for it. I think they'll be fine there. Receiving wise, I mean they lose Bijan, who's pretty good at receiving for them. Lose Roshan. Still have Gunnar Helm. I don't know if Tariq Milton's still there or not. But I mean they're also bringing in a Donnie Mitchell too, which is a guy that was pretty good at Georgia when he played. So that there's always that. I think they returned Jalen Fleur. Jamarvion Overshown, he went to Dallas, I want to say. But like guys like Ryan Watts, Tucker Dorsey, Javonte Sweat, they're going to be fine. They're going to be a good team this year. No doubt about it. All right. Looking at the schedule for Texas, what do I think? So their first game of the year, they get to go against JT Daniels and the Rice Owls at home. Going to be on Fox. Definitely going to be watching because I thought Texas was really good last year when they had Quinn Ewers and when he was healthy, and I thought they could have been a college football playoff contender had he not getting hurt. I mean, Hudson Card's not a bad quarterback. I think he's going to be solid at Purdue, but like he'll probably be a top half quarterback of the Big Ten, probably. Yeah, I'd say so. Rice, they'll be able to pick up a win there. That game at Alabama is going to be huge. I think it'll say a lot about Texas and it'll say a lot about Alabama. That's for sure. Both of them, it'll tell me a lot about both teams. And, I mean, that's what I want to see because, like I said about Alabama, I don't know how confident I feel in them for sure. At home against Wyoming, the Isaiah Nair revenge. I'm kidding. I don't know if it's a revenge game or not. But, I mean, Wyoming, they were an okay team last year. See what happens. I don't know. Mountain West. Go Pokes. 23rd at Baylor. I don't know how good Baylor's going to be this year. Maybe I don't know if we'll get to Baylor this year or not. But, I mean, they'll play, 3 games by then. We'll be able to figure it out and see how good they were. See how good they are. Game against Kansas. Kansas has a lot of potential to be good this year. They returned their quarterback in Jalen Daniels. And they had a lot of guys transfer in too. Like, they're building a culture there. October 7th versus Oklahoma. That game is always a fun show. Oklahoma, hopefully to bounce back from last year's very, I'd say, disappointing season. Returning Dylan Gabriel. October 21st, they're at Houston. Houston, we'll see what they are, man. They were decent last year. We'll see. 28th, they play BYU. November 4th, they're home against Kansas State. The 11th, they're at TCU. November 18th, at Iowa State. And the 24th, home against Texas Tech. I mean, it's going to be a solid team, man. Yeah, there's nothing much else to say to that. I think this team's going to be very, very explosive, very fun. I'd love to see him in the college football playoff, that's for sure. All right, thank you for watching the Engage A podcast. Till next time.